Alright, hello guys. So I'm going to try to show you today how to do a couple of these things. I'm going to be using the smartboard, but it's still a compass, as you can see here, hopefully. And I'll show you the straight edge. The straight edge is just going to be me drawing a line, so I'm not measuring anything. So this one is going to give us both the perpendicular bisector and the center point of a line segment. Okay? Or the midpoint, I should say. I don't know why I keep forgetting that word. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put what would normally be sort of the pointy end of the protractor, or the compass, sorry, on the end of the line. And I'm going to go to about 3/4 of the way length. Okay? So end of the line, 3/4. I'm going to try to at least, an arc. Okay? Now you'll see why I only need it that big. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm not going to change the length of the protractor. Okay, I'm just going to change the end point. I'm going to draw another arc. Now notice I have two arcs that intersect. So I'm going to come up here using what would be a straight edge. I'm going to put part of it at that intersection and part of it at this intersection down there. So what I did was I created two segments that are equal. So where these intersect would be the midpoint, and this would always be perpendicular. Okay? So you've got two arcs. You don't change the length of the protractor, but you don't change the length of the compass. I keep messing up. You don't change the length of the compass. Wherever they intersect, you connect those points, then you have a perpendicular bisector that also would give you the midpoint. So the second one is going to be perpendicular through a point. This would be like for the altitude of a triangle. Okay, and I should have mentioned before that, like if you were doing this to find the circumcenter with the perpendicular bisectors, or the centroid for the medians, you would need to do it for all three sides in the triangle. So you would have a lot of lines going on. Alright, so I'm going to come up here, I'm going to put my, maybe, I don't know if it's going to let me. Okay, I'm going to put that point on our point, for lack of a better term. I'm going to come here, okay, and I'm going to draw, and it's going to intersect that line twice. So I want to draw an arc that intersects that line twice. Okay, now I may need to make this a touch smaller for the next step, but I'm going to come here, and I really need to make it about over halfway at least. So I'm going to come there. Notice I put my point on this first intersection point, and I'm going to draw an arc. I'm going to come over here, put the point on the other intersection point, draw the arc. Okay, see how they intersect right there. So I'm going to do a line. Now I'm using a big red line, but I'm going to put it up here at this dot. Put it down to where they intersected. About right there. It's not perfect, but about right there. And now I have a line that's perpendicular to this line through this point. Okay, and the last one is going to be angle bisector. So an angle bisector would cut this line in half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over, oops, my bad. Come over here, I'm going to put the point on the vertex. I'm going to draw an arc. Okay, make sure it's intercepting both rays. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to put the point on the first intersection with the ray. Draw an arc. Put the point on the second intersection with the ray. Draw an arc. Okay. They should intersect. So if I go from the vertex, or that point, doesn't really matter, up to that point, I have now intercepted that arc. Bisected that angle. I'm way off my game, I apologize. But I've now bisected that angle. So I would now have to do this 3 times, 2 more times in a triangle. Same thing with the one before. So this would be the angle bisectors, which will give me the incenter. Okay, the one before this would be the altitudes, which would give me the orthocenter.